to beat your punk rock guitar set list. And more importantly, if you're at work and your boss has made you do some terrible stuff and you're bored, you go on to rockband.com and make a set list and push it to your console. So when you get home, you'll be ready to rock on whatever you've been queuing up, and that's pretty exciting too. So we're really pumped about that. That's sort of all the new little tiny menu features we just want to get out there before we move on to sort of some broader stuff. So really quickly, we'll talk about one more thing and then we'll jump into keyboard stuff. Yeah. So Rock Band 3, I think I mentioned sort of like 3 or 4 games in one. The first game is sort of for the casual player, for our party player who wants to have fun on the weekends, play for a couple hours, get a pizza and some beer, and just have a good time, or play with their kids or whatever. Don't give your kids beer. And in that case, we have all instruments mode, 7-player, drop in, drop out, no fail. We have no fail persistent. You can turn it on and off for individual players, which is really exciting. And sort of maybe most importantly, we have party shuffle mode, which lets you jump right in with one button and just start playing songs. And the game will just spit new songs at you. You can skip over it with one button and just get right into playing. So if you're not into the hardcore aspects, you can just have fun with Rock Band, more music, more instruments. It's really great. But if you are sort of the hardcore gamer and you want to sort of fight through a campaign, you want to get all the goals, get all the achievements and the gamer score, we've changed our campaign now to be sort of a persistent career mode across the entire game tied to your profile. So that means no matter where you are in the game, if you're in the trainers or quick play or road challenges, you're always unlocking these little nuggets of points for your character and unlockable items and sort of progressing down the path for your overall career. So if you want to become the ultimate guitarist, there's a path for that. If you want to become the greatest keyboard player, there's a way to get to that goal. I'm trying not to say there's a path for that over and over again and knock off Apple, sorry. So we're really excited about that. And then in between, we have sort of the Rock Band faithful, right, who are hardcore players, but they're really just in it to play Rock Band with a band once in a while and get really into it and have a great night of like a single Rock Band night that they kick ass at. And for that, we have road challenges, which is sort of replacing our career mode. And in that case, you bring your friends over, and instead of having a persistent endless band world tour, you have a little chunk of like 2 to 4 hours in one night, where it's like an East Coast tour or a punk rock clubs tour, and you play through it, and when you're done with that, you've sort of beaten Rock Band for the evening. And that's a really new sensation and a really cool thing to do, to be able to basically plow through with 6 of your closest friends and just own a tour in an evening and walk away having won. So we're really excited about that. So just to recap, we have 3 sort of big audiences. The game sort of has enough stuff for everybody. We have a crazy amount of music, and it's not all about the keyboard and the guitar. But now that we're at this part of the demo, we should talk about the keyboard and the guitar because they are unbelievable in their own right. So I'm gonna step over here, and I'm gonna do some double duty right now and play Sister Christian while we talk about keyboards. So we've wanted to do keyboards for a long time in Rock Band. We've had a lot of fans request it, which has been really exciting. And we're really excited to bring it to them now. So I'm going to hold up the keyboard now. This is our Rock Band 3 keyboard controller. Mad Catz is making it. It's an awesome little piece of equipment. It's also a fully functional MIDI controller. It has a MIDI port on the outside, which is really nice, so you can use it to control MIDI devices in your home audio setup or what's not. It's a 2-octave keyboard controller. At the top, there's these stripes of color that tells you what region your hand should be in. But most importantly, before we get too far, I gotta get a different stand. Before I get too far into this, you can also play 5-button keyboards. So when I was playing at the top, Just Like Heaven, I was playing 5-lane, what we call keys mode. And that's just as simple as playing Rock Band guitar as it currently exists. Just 5 buttons to play, no real notes, it's just a simulation of gameplay. But it's super fun. So if you're a new player and you want to check out the keyboards and you love piano but you don't want to take the full plunge, you can just play these 5 buttons right here. You can also use your existing guitar controller to play any of the keyboard parts. If you love Bohemian Rhapsody but you can't afford a keyboard day one, you can play that on the guitar. And you can also play all the guitar and bass parts on the keyboard. So if I go into Sister Christian right now, you see I have 4 options to choose from. I have keys, which I just talked about as the 5-lane. I have guitar or bass parts in case I don't want to switch my controller and just want to play the bass on this. And I also have Pro keys. So Rock Band Pro, you may have heard of, is our new initiative, which is trying to kind of fulfill the Harmonix mission, right? To give non-musicians the experience of playing music and the joy that it comes from doing that without having to spend years toiling away and learning skills through sort of lessons and drills. But the important thing is that it scales from easy to expert. So even on Pro mode, there's an easy mode that's totally palatable. We're going to try it right now. So this is Sister Christian. You see the notes are still pretty spaced apart. There's not a constant flow of nuts. It shows you about an octave of gameplay at a time, so you can see that I'm playing the real pitches from the song. It's fully pitch accurate gameplay. Oops, must have missed it. So even on easy, as it's a reduction, I'm still playing notes from that chord. And if I played it along with the song, it would sound correct, which is exciting. Now Now, the cool thing is you can use the Mad Catz keyboard for this. It's actually a built-in keyboard and controller combination. But you can also use any existing MIDI keyboard, like, say, the Korg M3 that we have right there, with the Mad Catz MIDI Pro adapter. And that's going to let you actually convert any MIDI keyboard into a game controller. So if you already have a keyboard in your house with a MIDI out, you're basically ready to rock on day one. And that's easy keys. So you can see it's pretty accessible, right? And we have great trainers that sort of ramp you up. You're not going to be sight reading that in the dark by yourself. I mean, you might, but instead we're going to sort of walk you into it, ease you into it, and then we'll get up to hard keys and see some more stuff. So now we have chords coming into play. Piano right now, I basically play the chord progression of the song, which is pretty exciting. The other thing that's pretty cool about this is that you'll see that the HUD will actually shift around and accommodate 2 octaves of gameplay. So I'm playing in the right region of the keyboard. See if we can wait last long enough to see that. So right now it's going to shift to the left, so I can see some keys below this. There we go. And that takes some getting used to, but it's actually pretty awesome. So that's keyboards in a nutshell. And we have keyboards on the floor for you to try today. So you can go right outside when you're done, hang a right. There's 2 Rock Band 3 setups right there with keyboards. This Mad Catz keyboard controller for Rock Band 3 is out there for you to jump in and give a shot to. We're really excited about keyboards, again, to be able to walk away from playing Bohemian Rhapsody on Expert and then play Bohemian Rhapsody on a piano, basically, from practicing a couple hours in the game in like a fun, non-judgmental, non-educational environment where you are sort of just enjoying yourself. And then to learn a real-world skill is really, really exciting. So, keyboards, it's cool. Get excited for it. But maybe more exciting, if we switch to the other console right now, is Pro Guitar, which we are basically blowing everyone away at. We have 2 Pro Guitars to show you today. One is this really, really awesome-looking Mad Catz Mustang Pro controller. It's a Fender Mustang. This is what I play when I play guitar. It has a sort of it's a button. It's more of a controller. It's like a guitar simulation device, but it's really, really awesome, and it feels really natural when you're holding it. It might look a little terrifying when you're staring straight at it with all the buttons, but when you're holding it like this and you're, fretting chords, it feels just like playing real guitar. So there's buttons on the neck, 1 for each string, 6 individual strings down here for strumming and picking. It also has a MIDI out device, so it works as another MIDI controller if you want to map the notes from this to something awesome, which I eagerly await some hackers to do. And then that'll come for the different consoles as well. We're really excited about that controller.